Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back to ABN AMRO live broadcast class. And this is Amir Callahan. Congratulations to everybody who got AIXL. And yes, and it's exactly going where we expect it to be. So that's why congratulations. And we'll definitely go over more about that. And especially today, crypto has been going crazy. So anyway, we keep seeing new heights. So anyway, we will definitely go over that. Well, the same format we're always gonna have is that first of all, I'm gonna go over some of the financial news, and this week is the inflationary numbers. The past week is employment. Everything looks fine. And then this week we had the CPI and we have the PPI as well. So the CPI looks good, but the PPI is not. But anyway, it's all about, because this week we are going to finally know that we are going to have a rate cuts or not. We're expecting almost 100% that over 90% that we're going to have a 25 basis points cuts, and probably not going to happen next month. But anyway, we'll go over more about that when we talk about numbers. And we'll go over the market analysis, stock market, crypto market, and then we will look into AIXL and what is going to happen from here. So anyway, let's get things started. Let's go over the financial news here. We have the PPI numbers. So the U.S. producer price rose more than expected in November, and this has to do with the food costs, and it is inflationary. So basically what it is that, yes, we are seeing inflation coming back. So the PPI, let's look into the numbers, and we will try to get into different sector. Where is the inflation's at, okay? And this is extremely important too, because if inflation is back, then a rate cut might not happen, or there's going to be less rate cuts in the future. But anyway, we are seeing that the 25 basis points now. Yes, it should be happening. It's like we have a lot of polls out there, and yes, is over 90% that's going to happen. But anyway, let's look into PPI though. So the final demands for the PPI, it is up 0. For the month on month is 0.4% last month after the upward revise of 0.3% in October. So, and the number came out Thursday. So anyway, we have the street expectation for PPI is 0.2%. So yes, is double that expected. So when it comes to year over year, so it's talking about 12 months, it is up 3% from 2.6%. So it's quite a jump right there. So where is it hurting? Well, the wholesale goods price surged 0.7% last month, and then accounting for nearly 60% of the broad-based rise in the PPI, after edging up around 0.1%. And then the food price is up 3.1%, making up 80% of the increase in the goods prices. Wholesale eggs especially, we had seen a surge in eggs price, 54.6%. The reason why it has to do with the flu, it has to do with the bird flu outbreak. And the price for fresh and dry vegetables, fresh fruits, melons are on the rise too. So wholesale energy price gained 0.2%. So everything across the board is increasing. So it means that, you know what, if they're steady, yes, that's not inflationary, but this number is not. It is definitely inflationary. So we have a lot more there. So we got to be very careful. But anyways, it is the end of the year anyway. So, you never know. Sometimes once this year's over, next year, and then we have we'll have a new president. Well, he's not new, but yeah, things are going to change. Things are going to change a lot. So, but definitely we are looking at the interest rate cuts is this week, and then afterwards that will be next month. So anyway, let's take care of that first, right? So that is PPI. Next one that we will go over is the EU, the European Central Bank. They cut first, and this is the fourth time they cut their interest rates. So now let's look into that. And the situation is a little different from us because we have inflation, and their inflation rate is much lower than us, and which I can understand. But anyway, let's look into that. The European Central Bank cut the interest rate for the fourth time this year on Thursday by a quarter percentage points, which is 25 basis points. And they kept the door open to more as growth is hit by political instability at home and the threats of a fresh U.S. trade war. Because Donald Trump has already said that there is going to be tariffs, and tariffs, not just to China. It's basically everywhere else in the world. So that is going to be some issues. But anyway, the European Central Bank has been easing policies as inflation worries largely disappearing, and the debate shifts to whether it is cutting the rate fast enough to support the economy that is lagging global peers. So they are predicting that by early 2025, the inflation rate is going to be at 2%. So that's what we are all looking for. So right now, the interest rate is at 3%, lower from 3.25%. So anyway, so they are looking at what they are looking at right now. The European Central Bank president, she was saying that they are looking for is not inflation. They want to look for is like a disinflation. So then things can go back the way they were. It's gonna be hard after the pandemic, after just all of a sudden the whole world the price just inflated. So, but it seems like they're on the right track right now, and they're cutting faster than us. We only had two, or they already had four, and they started cutting rates this year first, European Central Bank. So anyway, let's see how the world goes now. But the thing is, their economy is nowhere as good as us. So that is a European Central Bank. Let's go over some AI news, because right now AI is the hottest thing, and thank you AI KK and AI XL. So anyway, but we are talking about what is the next big thing for AI. This year is definitely Gen AI, generative AI, but what's going to happen next year? So the next year, the word is autonomous agents. And profitability are likely to dominate the AI agenda next year. So what is it anyway? So let me go over the report with you. So because like the business executives and also the researcher predicted this year in the interview of next conference over in New York. So agents, what is it, right? Agents are a system that can perform actions like making purchases and scheduling meetings on people's behalf without their direct involvement, have long been an elusive goal for the AI researcher. So basically what it is your agents. It is an agent, but basically it's a helper without even, sometimes they don't even need you to approve it, they just kind of do it. So that is kind of scary. However, such capability were likely to be enabled by the emergence this year of step-by-step reasoning approaches like those used in OpenAI o1 model. And so we have this OpenAI CFO, Sarah Fair, that she was saying that she thinks that we are going to see a lot of motions next year around agents. So, and she thinks that people that are going to be surprised at how fast the technology is going to come to us. So before we have generative AI, next year is agents. So she, and then she kept going with that. It's like we think that That's just the beginning of what 2025 will be about, agents who are really there to help you with the day-to-day tasks. So she she joined OpenAI 6 months ago. 6 months ago. So also forecast that the artificial general intelligence (AGI) that is going to happen. So this year, so basically 2024, generative AI is over. Basically, because whatever created generative AI already has generative AI. We look at, and it is, we are seeing a lot of, for example, something simple like music. We're talking about movies. We're talking about Adobe that what we're going to talk about. We see generative AI basically just create something from artificial intelligence. So now next year, that's going to be, you will have your own assistant. That's basically what it is. So that is agents and autonomous agents. That's the next best thing for artificial intelligence. So let's go over some stocks. Well, it is tech stock, and the biggest that was for this week. This Broadcom is the stock, because, well, put it in a simple way, every time they came up with their earnings and they are doing good, and then the forecast is even better. So, but how important this company is? Broadcom is a tech company, but earlier this year, Broadcom supposed to become the Mac Sevens, the Magnificent Sevens, and they're gonna take out Tesla. So, but anyway, their market caps has always been like over 800 million. So it's around like $800 million. So they're doing good. They did a stock split this year, like a 10 for 1. So they basically, whatever NVIDIA is doing, they are doing. Their strategy is basically very similar to NVIDIA. However, I call it the Magnificent 8 because like now, of course, no one is going to take Tesla away from anything. And Tesla just broke $1 trillion in market caps. So anyways, let's look into Broadcom. Let's look into the report and see what it is all about, right? So the Broadcom, a global technology leader in design, develop, and also supplies a broad range of semiconductors and infrastructure software solutions, had reached an all-time high, $213.80. So, and that was the report was out, but by right now, actually, it is $218 already. And do you know why we were talking about it? Because just Friday, the earnings came out, and the report came out, and that stock surged over 20%. It jumped from $844 billion in market cap to over right now is $1.05 trillion. So, and now it is made. So we are looking at the price here. It's just everything just looks real good especially for this year for Broadcom. So anyway, let's look into the numbers. With Broadcom Technology, the shares surged 68.34% with and then adding the additional 20 on that, you are looking at almost like 90% just for this year. And then everything the performance is extremely impressive. We have a 32% revenue growth, and also that we have that is a number, it's at 1.47. So that is a number for the analysts. Usually where it is saying that that's a consensus rating. If it's 1, it's a strong buy already, and it is Broadcom is 1.47. So it's an extremely strong buy for a lot of the investors, especially analysts. All right. So anyway, investors are very confident with Broadcom, AVGO. So So anyway, well, we will see better things. We will see much better from Broadcom too. So we gotta just hang there because and whenever we talk about tech company, this company's names always come up. So let's see how everything goes. So that's Broadcom. So simply to talk about tech stock, let's go with Apple. So a lot of people are disappointed with Apple, even though they're still the hottest, the biggest in market caps, $3.75 trillion, and it is reaching $4 trillion. And I believe that this company will be the first company that's gonna hit $4 trillion. A lot of people think Nvidia will, but yeah, Nvidia has been quite volatile. All of a sudden it surpassed Apple, and then afterwards it kind of pulled back, and then now it is the market caps is the same, basically almost the same as Microsoft. So it just kind of like, I mean, sometimes it's like half a trillion move. So just from the stock price. So anyway, well, let's go back into Apple. So why are people they're not very happy about Apple? Because first of all, their iPhone sales is not doing as good as they should, and especially with the Apple Intelligence, Apple's AI, Apple Intelligence, and it's not just on iPhone too. It is the Apple Intelligence that's supposed to be in everything. We're talking about in the Mac, we're talking about the iPads, we're talking about the Apple Watch. We basically talk about all across the board. They're supposed to have the AI Apple Intelligence. However, they brought it out, and a lot of them are not working yet. So anyway, let's look into the report and see what they have to say. So the initial AI features that Apple is expected to launch in April may be more modest than bulls may be hoping for. So that's what the Bernstein analyst was saying, that on Thursday. So they believe that it will take time for the smartphone maker to develop AI capabilities that drives significant user adoption. So because the iOS 18.2, that wasn't a big deal, basically. But like 18.4, is going to be. So Apple's upcoming iOS 18.4 is expected to introduce intelligent agents, just like what we were talking about. That's going to be the word intelligent agents. That's the word for 2025, designed to blend personal information and agentic capabilities to enhance AI utility. So features such as on-screen integrations, app connectivities, and personal contacts are slated to launch. So representing the whole notable advancement over the more basic updates in the iOS 18.2. So, however, the Bernstein analyst also cautions that the agentic AI has proven challenging across the industry, with a success rate as low as 22 to 25%. So yeah, that is not a very high success rate, and Apple is not known for their AI technology. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for them. So, and then there's also a high rate limitation too, because the iPhone 16 is still only using 8 gigs of RAMs, and that's it. So that is going to hurt them when they kind of try to process the AI, right? So, but anyway, the downside is they're saying that basically iPhone 16 is not going to be that special. However, they are seeing that they are putting hopes on everything on the next iPhone 17. But I think the iPhone 16 just came out not long ago. They have an iPhone 17 already. So I guess the iPhone 16, yes, it is the first the first phone for Apple that has AI capability. Not the first phone that have AI capability, because there are other phones. We have Samsungs, we have Google. They have the phones that already have the AI capability before iPhone. But I guess everything else is going to be now. It's kind of like a trial and error. The iPhone 16 is not working so great because there is, well, first of all, they are not fully launching the AI capability, the Apple Intelligence yet. And second of all, is that the apps, the other merchants, their apps is not AI ready yet. So that's the reason why it takes some time. First of all, it's the hardware, software, and then afterwards there's the apps out there. So let's see what's going to happen. And they are supposed to have more models too, and that's going to be nice. However, the market share, not the market share, it's like the iPhone's revenue is only accounted for right now is 48.7% of the total revenue of Apple. So we are looking at we need those numbers to be at over 50%. Or maybe even 60%. So I guess iPhone 16 is not going to be the one to make the big jump. Hopefully iPhone 17 is going to be. That's Apple. Well, since we are talking about these big companies, might as well just go with Nvidia as well. It's something we went over Nvidia last time. We were talking about that. China is going to investigate Nvidia. That is because of the anti-monopoly law over there. So anyway, Nvidia speaks out about that. So that's what, and then let me go over the report with you. So in the recent statement, that Nvidia dismissed the claims circulating on social media that it intended to reduce its supply to the Chinese market. So the technology company made it clear that those rumors were unfounded, and reiterated its commitment to the Chinese market, emphasizing the strategy to prioritize customer needs. So in the message shared on the Chinese social media, the Nvidia addressed the misinformation directly, stating its position on the matter. So the company affirmed that China is an important market for Nvidia. Nvidia adhered to its original intention to put customers first, and then will continue to provide Chinese customers with highest quality and efficient products and services. But China is still trying to go after them with the anti-monopoly because it is. Nvidia has a monopoly on AI chips. I have to say, it's almost like a natural monopoly. It's kind of like the Taiwan Semiconductor company. They have the monopoly on the AI semiconductor manufacturers. So foundries, so what you call it, the foundry. So that's why. I mean, I can't. There's nothing they could do because they are the only companies that have that kind of technology. Even though AMD have similar technology, but people just prefer Nvidia. So that is what's going on. Nvidia is still going strong, but Nvidia has been the stock price has been very volatile. So if anyone wants to get this stock, you got to be very careful because this stock is not, well, I mean, it has surged, the price has surged over 100% already this year. It's 180%, something around there. But it is not on a lot of the analysts list, the big investment bank, investment institute. This name is not on it. The reason why is a volatility. You never know what's gonna happen, even though 1/4 of the gain in S&P 500 this year is from Nvidia. Another 25% is from the rest of the Magnificent Seven. And then the other 400 company made up the rest of the 50% of the S&P 500 gains. So this is how significant Nvidia is, but it is very dangerous. So do you want this stock? I would love it. I mean, I would love it, but the thing is, if you are usually the ones that is very, be cautious, you just try to be conservative about your portfolio, this might not be the one for you. It's nice to trade this, but investing in this, you got to be very careful. So that's NVIDIA. Next one we have is, we have Elon Musk again. So, but this time, it's the SEC trying to go after him. It has to do with the Twitter. It has to do with Twitter, how he purchased Twitter, and then there was and then he was saying that Twitter they're supposed to be Tesla, and then going private and all that. They kind of like they have the whole mess before. So anyway, SEC has pushed back to the deadline for Elon Musk to respond to its offer to resolve the inquiry into the billionaire 44 billion takeover of Twitter 2022. So on Thursday, Elon Musk tweeted a copy of the letter sending by his lawyer to the chair of the U.S. SEC Security and Exchange Commission, the SEC, saying the SEC staff had given him 48 hours to agree to pay a penalty or face charges. So I don't understand, because are they supposed to charge him and then he's found guilty and you got to pay the penalty, right? And then he can pay the penalty. But no, if he don't pay the penalty first, they're gonna sue him. So that is kind of interesting. The amount, though, the amount was not disclosed, but I found out that how much it is. I did find out how much it is. So because in the report there was no one disclosed like how much it is, and I found out about that. So anyway, so let me keep going with the report. The SEC sent Musk a settlement offer on Tuesday with that timeline, but his has since extended to Monday after the request for more time, the sources said. So an SEC spokesperson and Musk lawyers did not respond to any of this. So that's why not a lot of people that know the exact amount, that how much it is, but we have it right here. The SEC had agreed to have, if they want to dismiss the charges, then Elon Musk has to pay them $20 million. So that's the exact number. And I know he has a lot of money just because from the election to now, he made a lot of money just from the stocks that he had, just with the stocks that he has for Tesla. 20 million means nothing to him. However, I can understand that he is the kind of person that is with principle, that he might not pay just because he just don't think it makes sense. That's how he is. So we don't know about that. We'll see about it tomorrow if he's going to pay that $20 million. So that's Elon Musk and the SEC. Next one we'll go over is Meta. So this is different from anything, but a Meta platform, or Mark Zuckerberg, like, he is donating $1 million to the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump inaugural funds. So yes, Meta just donated $1 million to Donald Trump for inauguration. So anyway, but if you know what happened, especially 2020, it was a mess. The relationship that Donald Trump, and then we have Meta platform, and then because by 2021, and then a lot of things happened, all right? But I guess Mark Zuckerberg trying to make the relationship better. I will have to say. So because Donald Trump was not happy about him, especially over in 2020, when there's some posts that could hurt Joe Biden for election, but they didn't put it up. So anyway, and Mark did not endorse either one, Donald Trump or Joe Biden, before, and then afterwards, like, they're just not going to, in this election, they're not going to endorse anybody. However, though, as soon as Donald Trump got shot. He came out. Mark Zuckerberg, if you don't remember, let me remind you that he came out and started speaking about that, even though he did not endorse Donald Trump, but he did say that's the coolest thing he's ever seen. So basically, he say no, he don't endorse them, but yes, he kind of did. So that's what happened. So it's kind of nice, like and I think that Donald Trump just kind of like I think right after that, right after the election, right after he got shot, Mark Zuckerberg called him, and I think they are start having a better relationship than before. So that's this extremely nice to see because this is something that Mark Zuckerberg would never done before, is to go out and have a good relationship with government officials. So that was that. That's Meta platform. The next one here, I am just sad to say, but well, I'm not sad either. Let's go. It's about TikTok. You know what happened? That we have a ban for TikTok that if they don't sell that company, they don't sell TikTok to a US company. That's basically what it is. So now the chair of the House of Representatives, and also we have like the top Democrats on the U.S. House of Representatives committees on China told the CEO of Google and also Apple that they have to remove the TikTok apps from their app store on January 19th if they don't sell the company, which ByteDance is the mother company of TikTok, and they had already said they would rather it die than selling it to another company. And yes, and then it went to court. It's like going to the Supreme Court and everything, and now the decision is still on. So yes, they are. I guess this is going to go through. However, because the reason why that is, President Joe Biden signed this bill. So then it basically just January 19th. If they don't sell, they are just going to be banned. So that's exactly what happened. However, though, there is good news for that. The reason why is Donald Trump did say something about when he's going to be in office, he might lift the ban. So we'll definitely see about that, because it is just very, very interesting to see. And you know what? This company, just in the US, there's 170 million users. It is such an important platform for a lot of people. So a lot of people just hate to see you go. But you know what? I can understand too. It has to do with national security. So yeah, I mean, national security does come first. So we'll see more about that. The last one I'm going to go over is, as I talked about earlier, Adobe. Adobe's been around for a long time and it's been doing graphics, and it's doing better. I have to say the functions is getting better than ever, but the competition is harder. It's much harder out there now too. And anyway, and everybody is going after AI, especially Adobe. They're going for the generative AI, and the Gen AI is, I have to tell you, is amazing. I mean, they got a really good product, but are they cashing out on that? So let's look into the report. So we have, following its disappointing fourth quarter earnings, TD Cowen cut its ratings on the Adobe shares from buy to hold. That they basically a downgrade, and then also lowered the target price from 625 to 550. As soon as this news came out, the stock dropped around 11% right away on Thursday. So it is kind of insane, but the number is not that bad though. So Adobe for fourth quarter net new annualized recurring revenue ARR of the 578 million, a 2% year-over-year increase, exceeding the guidance by approximately 5%, but falls short on the trailing 12 months average bets. So anyway, we have the guidance is kind of off as well. So they're looking at 2025. The fiscal year 25 is going to 8 to 10%, inclusive of a 50 to 75 basis points foreign exchange headwind. With the expectation, the street expectation is 11%. So it kind of a little shy of that. And then the ARR expectation is from, it was 13, now it's like 11. Now they're seeing 11. But however, this is what happened. And the drop of the stock has to do with the CapEx, capital expenditure. Because a lot of this money they invested in their AI is not really cashing out yet. And the users, like every single person that uses Adobe, and especially using their AI capabilities, everybody loves it. It's just that the company is not turning AI into revenue. So that's why, and that's the reason why that the investor is not happy about this, and also the analyst is not happy about that either. So is it a good stock? Yes. This is not like Oracle or maybe Intel. That something's been around for a long time and then they are still trying to catch up. No, Adobe has always been a leader. It's just that it's just not turning revenue they investor wanted. So that's why it just kind of dropped. Right now the stock is $465. So still, even though they lowered the target price, is still 550. Right now is 465. So this is a good stock. It is a good stock. So anyway, let's see anything that's going to happen in the future, right? So that's Adobe. So now let's look into is the market analysis. Let's look in the stock market. Is all over the place. Even though the general trend is still trending up, it's just that it lost its momentum. The stock market does lost its momentum. However, tech stock is still very strong. So anyway, and then besides tech stock, and there was one stock is quite interesting too, and you would not believe that we had the Broadcom up 20%. The next one, what was the next best thing for Friday, the stock market? And it's gonna blow you away. So I'm gonna tell you about that a little later. So anyway, so at 4 p.m. Friday, so the Dow is down 86 points or 0.2%. So it's not much. S&P is kind of flat. It's down 0.02%, so basically flat. But we have the Nasdaq is up. Nasdaq being strong because it is tech heavy. So while it climbs 0.1%, it's kind of flat too. So anyway, it is just Friday was kind of flat. Anyway, this week the U.S. market was divided with the cycle sectors continue to be under pressure, and the technology stocks continue to be strong. With the latest batch of economic data released, that the federal interest rate cuts in next week seems to be already there. Yes, they're going to have the cuts. So anyway, so the unemployment numbers is going okay, and then we had the PPI is not looking so well, but the CPI did look well. So anyway, we are going to have the rate cuts, and let's see. We'll start talking about the stock market. Boy, we had the number one stock for Friday. It was Broadcom. The second best, you'll be surprised. It is RH. RH Furniture is a high-end furniture company. It surged 16%. 16% because they got a really good they have a very good fourth quarter. and then their earning call was good, and then also they have a very good outlook for the next year as well. So it surged 16%. So that's the stock market, but the story is not in the stock market. It is the crypto market. Well, just look at this way. Let's look into the report. So the Bitcoin is currently expected to adjust around 100,000, but it just broke through the resistance level. Earlier, the resistance level was 105,000, and today, for some reason, it just all of a sudden, just everything today, just all the cryptos just came up in the same time. All the cryptocurrencies, new ones, old ones, it doesn't matter. So anyway, that's the resistance level. So right now, Bitcoin, we're at 105. You're looking at between 105 and 106. So now, since it broke the resistance level, so then that moves the support level. Right now, the support level we're looking at is 95. It was 95,000, but because of this move, we are looking at the support level is more than 95,000, and we are looking at probably 99,000. So yes, and not just Bitcoin, not just BTC. We have Ether. Ether is very close to 4,000 if it's not already broke 4,000. So anyway, the resistance, the support level for Ethereum is 3,500, and I don't think it will go back down there. I think you are looking at the new support level that will be 3,700. So anything, if it goes lower than that, it's time to buy Ether. And you know what? BTC and Ether, even though they're cryptocurrency, they are the crypto gold and crypto silver. However, both purpose are very different. So can you get Ether? Yes, you can, because a lot of people buy Ether for purchasing. People buy ETC for investment purposes. So that's the difference. Let's look into the other ones too. We have Solana not doing as well as we thought, because I'm looking at my target price for them. Short term is 240. Right now it's still at 225. So it's kind of flat. Other ones, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, kind of pull back a little bit too, but it's still doing very strong. So anyway, anything crypto related, and of course we're going to talk about AIXL. So yes, let's look into AIXL. So again, I will need to say is congratulations. The first day, let me go over the report that I have for you before the IEO, before the listing. So the prediction that I have with my team is that we will have the first day of listing is going to be over 500%, and then afterwards that we are going to, well, the prediction was right, because the first day of listing within 24 hours. Within 12 hours, I believe, is already there. And because I was talking to Morris. Thank you so much, Morris. And he's very happy too. So anyway, congratulations to you too. Thank you so much, Morris. Thank you so much for your support. So yes, the first day already broke 600. It already went close to 600%, up 600%. So now let me go over the rest of the report with you again. We are looking at within 30 days. Within 30 days, it's going to be over. I would say it's going to be over 3,000%. Especially that it's going to be a boost when Donald Trump inauguration, that day, especially that night, that day after inauguration, then there is going to be a big boost on the on the AI Excel. So that's the reason why we will have just within 1 month, it's going to be no less than 300%. So, and afterwards, we also have the 2 months. We will have the 2 months, 60 days of listing. We have a prediction of over 5,000%. So that is our prediction, and I'm being very conservative about this. And I was also talking about I was talking to Morris about this too, is that the lockup date, and a lot of people don't still, and Morris was telling me that a lot of members still don't know what is a lockup date. What is that for? And he understands it though, because like he's very experienced when it comes to trading. What it is that a lockup date is that when a stock or a token that it goes initial offerings, that if you don't have a lockup date, just like there was like I just remember there was like one coin that there was no lockup date, and then it went public, and then but that wasn't an IEO. They were still looking for a platform, but they as soon as I think it was an ICO, and then as soon as it went listing, and then within a few hours there was a big sell off on there because it went up so much. So then all of a sudden that token worth $0, basically worth $0. So, and then there is like a lawsuit and everything they're going to do. But anyway, so that's the lockup date for. The lockup date is for people, even though when you see they are surging, they're stopping people from sell-offs. All of a sudden they just start selling off that, because that will have a lot to affect the price, the potential of the crypto, that it just basically break the potential. So that is good that we have a lockup date, so then people don't do sell off in the early stage. I understand that it's much shorter than it's supposed to be. Usually there's lockup date is usually a month or two, but this time is only, I think it's almost done the lockup date. So anyway, good job, congratulations, and we are going to see a lot more of this kind of surge here. Right now it's around $5.12 from 50 cents. So anyway, that's why I keep saying congratulations, because it just went over. It just went over 1,000%. So that's 10 times. So congratulations. So well, anyway, that's all we have for you for tonight. So have a good night, and I will talk to you guys soon. Good night.